Hi. This piece is entitled Res Ipsa Loquitur. It's Latin for "the thing speaks for itself." I moved here 31 years ago last August to pursue an acting career after having spent 7 years in Chicago acting. And one of the first things on your to-do list when you get here is to get an agent. Getting a theatrical TV film agent here in Los Angeles is a lot like trying to get a date with a woman you don't know who probably doesn't want to date you, even if you knew her. That said, someone connected me to an agent, a single guy who was working out of his home. I had an appointment with him, and I go to his house, and his office was out back on his patio behind a storage shed, pinched between a garage and a swamp. I remember thinking, if he was in the witness protection program, he could have done a lot worse. But anyway, I go in, and I sit down, I introduce myself, and back then you had what were known as monologues. Theatrical pieces that you would perform as a means of exhibiting your talent. I had a Shakespearean sonnet, which I got to tell you. So I launch into my Shakespearean sonnet. My mistress's eyes are nothing like the sun. And I was looking into his eyes at the time because there was nowhere else to look. And as I was looking into his eyes, they fluttered and glazed in such a way that made me think he was epileptic and had just suffered a petit mal seizure. When that finally broke, I kind of looked at him like, and he said, well, why don't you read some sides with me? We'll do a sitcom side. And I said, sure. So he hands me a scene from a sitcom. He says, take a minute and look at that. And I said, no, let's do this straight away. So we did. And it went really well. I'm relatively adept at comedy, and not surprisingly, I was able to make him laugh. In fact, he was laughing so hard that he was unable to read with me, but that's okay. When we got done, he was profuse in his praise. He was like, "You're an amazingly funny man. You're very talented. Why do you not have a series? Why are you not a regular on a show?" I said, "Well, that's kind of why I'm here." And he said, "All right, well, here's how it's going to go if you work with me. I'm going to send you out. We're going to start out with, co-star roles, work our way up to guest star roles. And believe me, you're going to work. And I can see how it's going to go now. It's going to be great. You're going to get one show to another. We're going to get you bigger roles. We're going to get your daily rate up. And it's going to be great. And you're going to be very, very successful. You're going to get your own show. Maybe be a regular on a series, but it's going to go well. And then you're going to become rich and famous. And then the big agencies are going to come. Yeah, they'll come a-courting. They'll promise you the moon and the sun, and you'll take it. And you'll leave me in the dust, won't you? Or get out. Just get out! I said, what? I said, get out! I'm not going to represent you and your kind. Goodbye. And with that, I made my way out back onto the street. Kind of dazed, kind of confused. But I learned an invaluable lesson. Here in Hollywood, anything goes. And believe me, they're not kidding. Thanks.